What's up, y'all? It's your boy Toeknee Tee, and a lot of y'all know me from rocking the stage all over the world, from Thailand, Australia, Europe, and more. And when I'm not doing that, I like to tell travel tips to my fellow people who don't get out in the world so often. And so today, we're going to be talking about 3 steps that anybody can take to move to just about any country in the world, okay? Now, if you don't believe me, stay to the end. I got something to blow your minds off. But if you like travel tips, please hit the like and subscribe button, because there's going to be more of this stuff coming. Now, a lot of y'all are probably asking me why I came up with this video, and the reason is because y'all want this kind of info. I've been out in the world for 11 years. That means I have not lived in my home country for more than a decade. And every country I've gone to, I've used this similar process to lawfully stay in the country. A lot of people think you need to be in the military, or you need to have a fancy job, or to live abroad. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case. There are so many ways to live in any country you want, as long as you fit their requirements. So let's get it in. The first step, and this one, it sounds so trivial, but you need to get what's called a residence permit or a residence visa. If visa on the card is the only thing you know about, it's okay. We're going to have a whole video talking about residence visas later. Just know for now, you need a document that says that you can lawfully stay in the country. A lot of people don't understand that even though your passport may be powerful, you can only lawfully stay in another country for about 90 days. When we speak about Americans, yes, we can show up to most places just and let them stamp our thing at the airport. But what a lot of people miss is that inside of that, it clearly states you only have 90 days to be here, do what you do, and then you got to scat pack. So what a residence visa does is a residence visa allows you to, again, be in the country for an extended period of time. They've got end dates, they've got purposes, and they've got restrictions on when you can stay. But just know residence permit is the first thing you want to think about. Okay, now the second thing, and probably the most important thing, is a work visa. This is especially if you're not retired, like if you're still somebody working age, you want to be able to make money while you're abroad. Now, contrary to popular belief, you can't just pull up to another country and say, hey, hire me. You need to have a special document that says you have the right to work in this country, similar to the residence permit, just for working. Now, you could get a residence permit, and that doesn't automatically mean you have a work permit. That just means you could stay. So you need to check, depending on which country and depending on which residence permit you have, your certain restrictions. For instance, in Germany, I lived for quite a long time as a student, and students have the right to live over there, but we're only allowed to work for 20 hours a week, so half time. Australia, when I moved over there on a work holiday visa, I had no restrictions on work. And of course, in Australia being so far, I had no restrictions on living. And so I was able to live and work just like a local there. It was great. What's nice though, is that there's something called sponsorship, where if you do have a fancy job that has a high demand for your skills, it doesn't have to be a fancy job, just a job that has a high demand for your skills in that area. A lot of times they have it set up with the government where they can vouch, they call it sponsoring people to come over and live and work. I personally don't like this approach because now the company kind of has you by the balls until you fulfill that contract or whatever. But this is a real easy and probably the most common way that people live in other countries. They just find a job to say, hey, we want you, we'll do the paperwork and make sure everything's square. So it's really dependent on what you can find. Again, we're going to do a more in-depth video on work and residence permits later. But the last thing I want to talk about, and this is probably the easiest of all the steps, is, you ready? Just get a ticket to go. Yo, international travel and living does not have to be complicated. As long as you have your ducks in a row when it comes to the bureaucracy, all the papers filled out, all the necessary stamps and permissions, it's that easy. Again, you don't have to be a CIA, you don't have to be in the military. You can just be a regular civilian and say, hey, I want to go live over there. So take it from me, I've been gone 11 years. You can too. If you want more information, hit the like and subscribe button. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. Follow me on Instagram and just shout me out, man. I'm happy to have any of your questions gone. So deuces, whatever. Hey.